Today, I have a question for you. I'm going to show you an example of a TTV's behavior, and I want you guys to tell me whether you think they should have been exposed and named as toxic. So let's kick the video off with a little bit of context. Now, a couple of weeks ago in mid-December, somebody posted a 2-minute long clip of a TTV that they went up against in a match of Dead by Daylight. Now, I feel like the best way for you guys to form your opinion is just to watch the clip. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you it. It's 2 minutes long. I'm not going to cut any of it out. I'm not going to trim it down or anything because I feel like it's more important for you to see the full context before you form your opinion. So enjoy this. Let's give it a watch.
I hate this I hate Shaq as Pinhead, dude. Oh my god, dude. It's just literally in the building, out the window. In the building, out the window. In the building, out the window. She didn't drop pallet, you f***ed up.
I mean, it's true about Shaq, let's be honest.
2 f***ing flashlights? Oh my god! Why? Why do y'all constantly bring 50 f***ing flashlights? You absolute f***ing losers! Holy f***ing shit! Oh my god! Oh, I hate squads like this! I f***ing hate them! You guys are the worst pieces of f***ing dog shit players on the f***ing planet! Y'all make this game f***ing miserable, and then you sit there and you f***ing bitch, because killers want to f***ing tunnel you out! Where if you'd have just f***ing let me hook this little f*** already, I wouldn't be chasing her across the f***ing map! Stop blinding me! It's unnecessary! No, that's it. That's it. The bitch dies. The fucking bitch dies. I will fucking face camp her ass until she fucking dies. I don't give a f***, y'all.
So there you go. You have the full clip. You have the full context. You have everything that I had when I was initially asked to give my thoughts on this situation, which we'll come on to in a second. So what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think, based on just this alone, this was the only thing we saw from the original tweeter, along with, obviously, the tweet itself, which says, quite possibly the strongest TTV I've ever went against. This shit has me crying. Please watch this, LMFAO. So let me know down in the comments. Do you think this guy should have been exposed? What are your thoughts on the situation? Now, the first time I came into contact with this, the whole thing, was when somebody asked me that question. They asked me my thoughts. As you can see here, I was just asked, hey, Aaron Duke Game, thoughts? And I gave my honest opinion. I said 2 things. 1, everything that happened here was the fault of the killer, being a marf, not checking around before pickup, etc., etc. And number 2, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If a game makes you this mad, that's meant to be mad, don't at me. Don't play it. Which is stuff I stand by. I think, you know, if a game, not just Dead by Daylight, but any game in general makes you mad to the point when you're punching a desk, then you should probably stop playing that game. And that was all I really said about it, and I didn't really pay much more attention to it until I saw a tweet from Vulpixia, who very quickly made it clear that there was more to the story than initially meets the eye. Now, she actually put out a tweet about it, which I'm going to show you here. It says, this may be amusing, but the bullying in the comments are not. Be mindful. Now, just for a little bit of context of that before we move on to the rest of the tweet, there were a lot of people who were insulting this guy's appearance because, as you saw in the video, his image wasn't blurred. There was no steps to hide his face. Now, admittedly, you know, credit where credit's due, there was also no naming. You know, the name of this TTV was never mentioned. Vulpixia then went on to say, I watched their VOD, some context. Dad passed away and that day was his birthday. A new player, not even Devotion 1, apologized for his aggression to the Meg and realized their till and logged off right after. There's a lot to unpack there. The TTV's father had passed away, I think it was like 4 years ago, and they had streamed, this guy had streamed on his birthday. So obviously there's probably a lot of emotions that are going to be flying high during that anyway. He apologized for his aggression to the Meg and realized their tilt and logged off right after. We're going to get onto that in just a second, but first of all, I wanted to go to a tweet from the TTV himself, because the original TTV found out about it quite quickly. It took him less than a day, essentially. And they replied. So this was on my dad's birthday and he died 4 years ago. I was also having multiple toxic games up until this point. But what's crazy is how you went to clip it, saw you had to follow to clip, followed, and then clipped it. I calmed down after this game and logged off. Now, before we move on to this part, which both him and Vulpixia have mentioned, this isn't necessarily true. I do feel like it's important to try and get the story as accurate as possible. By the look of the video, there was some editing in there. So what I think is more likely the case is that this person, the OP, the original tweeter, took a screen recording of the match, edited it down into what they considered to be the best bits, and then posted it on Twitter. Now, moving on to Vulpixia and the TTV himself saying that he calmed down after the match and logged off. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to put it in theater mode just so you can see the chat down here as well, because the Meg essentially comes into his chat and they have an interaction. Now, this is literally just after the game. The game is finished about a minute ago. So the Meg comes in and says, "Easy, love you though."
Easy? I managed to bleed you out. Your friends couldn't save you. Get fucked. Don't play passive-aggressive toward me.
The Bard, one that's good at doing everything and doing everyone.
You're right. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. GG's, Alley Cat. Sorry I lost my temper. God fucking damn it. I'm an asshole. Cat, I think we're gonna call it here. I'm obviously way too fucking tilted to be playing right now. And I am obviously too fucking... I lost my temper way too fucking bad there.
This TTV, who goes by the name, by the way, of Kaiser the Bard, was able to do what a lot of people, including me at times, are not able to. And that's recognize when they are tilted, when they need to take a step away from the game, and not only be able to recognize it, but also to act on it. He stepped away from the game, and not only that, but he also apologized to the Meg when they came into his chat. I think a lot of people can definitely learn from that and his reaction to the situation and how he handled it. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, which is kind of the next saga in this story, is how the original tweeter reacted when people started to point out that maybe this clip was taken a little bit out of context and maybe there should have been something more to it and maybe the tweet should be taken down and, you know, etc, etc. For example, when Vulpixia put out her tweet and criticized the original tweeter for essentially uploading this clip without seeing the full context, without doing their research, they blocked her. And it wasn't just Vulpixia who was criticizing this tweet and the original tweeter for not deleting it once all of this information came to light. And in fact, so many people were calling for it to be taken down that the original tweeter actually then put up a follow-up tweet about a day later where they essentially doubled down and said, "I can't believe I'm getting hate for posting a clip of a killer getting mad at me for using a flashlight in a video game. A killer who bled out my friend while calling her some not nice words because we chose to use an item instead of holding M1 all game like her." Now, to be fair, that was something I forgot to mention, is that after this clip in the game, after the situation that you saw in the clip, the TTV did bleed out the Meg. They kept downing them and they just kind of stood over them until they bled out, which again, that is not a great thing to do. Also, you can see a reply down here which says the hate would obviously stop if you just delete the original tweet and then a bunch of other stuff. And then the original tweeter replies and says deleting the video would be an admission of guilt. It would reinforce this idea that I intentionally posted the clip to bully the guy when it was simply just me thinking his reaction was funny, nothing more. Which, to be honest, I think is a pretty L take. And I think it's kind of selfish on the part of the OP. Instead of looking at what this situation could be doing to the TTV who you've posted about, who you have publicly exposed, instead of thinking about what they're feeling, the only thing that you seem to care about is your image and how people will see you. And you've got this idea in your head that if you delete the video, it would be an admission of guilt, which just isn't true. Situations change, things come to light, more context is given. And sometimes a previous opinion that you expressed or a previous action that you took is no longer correct and should be rectified. I also want to mention the line where they said that they shared it because his reaction was funny to them. This is something which they maintain throughout a few of the replies that they have to this tweet, which, you know, that's fine on the surface, but it kind of just comes across as either super naive to the realities of the internet or intentionally ignorant to the realities of the internet. You know, when you post a clip, when you post a video of somebody and you don't block their identity, the repercussions of that are kind of on you as well, because you didn't take the step to stop it when you very easily could have. What really bothers me about this whole situation is the complete lack of research that was done. The original tweeter clearly went to this guy's stream after the match to find this footage, to look back through the game, and then to be able to record it and put it online. And in doing so, it would have taken them less than 5 minutes to watch from the end of the game to the point where this TTV apologizes. And even further on this, in this follow-up tweet that they mentioned, they said, "A killer who bled out my friend," meaning that the person who came into the chat, the Meg, is actually a friend of the original tweeters, which means that the Meg would know that the TTV apologized, and therefore the original tweeter would probably also know that they apologized. I always try and do research in my videos, and this is exactly why, because you don't know what somebody is going through based off one interaction, one action, one instance of admittedly some shitty behavior. And that's why, in my opinion, you know, in answer to the initial question which I asked you guys at the beginning, I don't think this person should have been called out, and I also think this video should be taken down off Twitter. I mentioned that I was speaking to this TTV, and to be honest, I think I want to leave the final words of this video to them and in something that they said to me in a DM. They said, "Sometimes the combination of grief and hardships in life can blind you, and I harbor no ill will towards the poster of the clip or the people who commented on it without knowing the context. Hell, even the ones who insulted my appearance, I'm not mad at. It's the internet, and I've been on this bitch for over 20 years. I can take the punches. I just want people to think about others, because one day this will, and hell, it already has, happen to someone who can't take the harsh words, who's merely having a bad day, and they have their worst moment posted for the world to see and everyone to send them over the edge." And I think that's a perfect summary of everything that I was saying. You need to think about the person who you're watching. You need to have empathy to the other side of the screen. And also to add to that, the TTV himself has said that if anybody wants to come and talk to him and check him out, he's more than happy for them to do it. So if you guys want to go and check out Kaiser the Bar, the link will be in the description to their Twitch as well. Please do. Go and chat to them. If you have more questions about the situation, if you have your own opinion about it, and you want to talk to them, they're more than happy to have you. But please, 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 keep it respectful, keep it kind, and just remember that the guy you're watching is a person. And that goes for every TTV, every Twitch streamer. They are still people. They may be there to entertain you, but they're not there to be your punching bags. And that would about do it for this video. A bit of a different one, a bit more of a talky one. I wanted to just kind of talk through a situation with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I say, please do feel free to leave your opinions down below. I would love to know what you think of the whole situation. Also, Happy New Year to you. I hope you had a fantastic weekend and you have entered 2023 with all the positive manifestations or whatever the hell else people do nowadays. But I hope you're feeling good about it. I hope you're feeling positive, and I hope that you have a fantastic year. I wanted to take a second to talk about the channel as well. I wanted to first of all thank each and every one of you for 25,000. I can't believe we hit that before the end of 2022. That was kind of crazy. I think we ended actually on like 27,500, which is bonkers. But it's time for our next challenge. So this year, I feel like we should go bigger. And therefore, I am setting the target to be 100,000 subscribers on the channel before the end of 2023. I want us to get a YouTube play button before the year is out. And I think we can do it. I'm going to keep up with some content. I'm going to be posting much more regularly now. I've got big plans for the channel and what it's going to be and where it's going to go. But I need you guys to keep liking the videos, keep sharing the videos with anybody who you think would enjoy them, keep commenting, and also, if you haven't already, please do subscribe and help me hit my goal. I can't wait to see this new year and spend it with you guys and see what it holds. But for now, I'm going to stop jabbering. Thank you all for watching. Go out there and be positive, spread some love, be the best damn crunks that you can be. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you.